Hang on, I'm coming.
Poltergeist, scandal and terror await the most haunted team in Derbyshire.
What?
Hello and welcome to Most Haunted. This week we've returned to the infamous Elvaston Castle in Derby. Yes, we have trod this ground before and dare to return once more to the scene of 2004's live summer solstice investigation. With mysterious movement of boxes and stones thrown down the stairs. On that fateful night, we and you witnessed severe poltergeist activity within these ancient and haunted walls.
And we noticed that there are these boxes just stacked up. They weren't there before. We've all been together.
Elvaston is a Grade 2 listed building that sits southeast of Derby city centre. Set amongst stunning parkland, this is a relatively young house and was only completed midway through the 19th century. History books also show a settled ancestral past, and some characters remain prominent even now. These include Gamekeeper James Booth and Maria Foote, an aspiring young actress who stole the heart of both the manor and its master. However, the 20th century did bring problems, as the building acted as a teacher training college and business premises in order to meet the spiralling costs that still persist to this very day. Now lying in disuse, public access may have been possible for decades, but will the ghosts from Elvaston's past come back to haunt our team today?
There's been habitation on this site, certainly since the Vikings came here. There is a small part of the house that goes back to the Elizabethan times, but the vast majority of the place was built around 1813 and is Gothic in style.
This Gothic hall has ghostly activity, usually in the dead of night. Footsteps are heard walking through here, and doors often open and close on their own when there's nobody around.
There's various ghosts, but probably the most prolific is the Grey Lady.
Here on the gallery, a woman in grey has been seen roaming in this particular area, though nobody knows who she once was.
But she also comes out of the house and walks along the pathway that's behind me to the graveyard, and she's often seen wandering the graveyard as well. There's a ghost on the top floor in the servants' quarters, believed to be either a gamekeeper or the gardener.
It's said that this gardener's chair has been seen moving on its own on the upper floor of the atrium. The ghost of a man has also been seen here too. Could it be the ghost of Jim Booth, who used to be the old gamekeeper?
In my opinion, that's probably the scariest part of the whole castle. Whether I'll pluck up courage to go there on my own, I very much doubt it, to be quite honest with you, because remember, I know just how haunted this place is.
The ghost of a scullery maid has been seen throughout the castle, but in particular, she's seen here in the kitchen. She allegedly became pregnant and then committed suicide. Electricity turns itself on and off, and the sounds of dripping water is heard on a regular basis.
We also have the usual bangs, taps, raps, footsteps all over the place, and so many stories that I've been told by so many people over the years.
Unexplained cold spots occur in the Earl's bedroom, and many dark figures have been seen walking through this panelling, which leads to the adjoining dressing room. So who are the ghosts that still roam Elvaston Castle, and what causes all the paranormal activity? We have 24 hours to find out.
Parapsychologist Kieran O'Keefe well remembers his first full Most Haunted investigation and hopes for more of the same on our return to Derbyshire.
So Elvaston Castle, we're back again. Last time we were here, so much happened. How are you feeling about tonight?
Elvaston Castle has a special place in my heart because it was the first place where I really became part of the Most Haunted investigative team. Also, it's a great place to be because, like you said, we've been here before, so we know where to focus the investigation.
I mean, lots of things happened when we came here for the live. Doors slamming, footsteps, objects being thrown, objects moving. Do you think the same things are going to happen, or in most cases, when you come to haunted locations, are we looking for the same thing, or are we trying to find something else?
The great thing about coming back here is that fundamentally we've got the same team that are here. We've got a few new members, but the core crew is the same. Now, all of that phenomena happened around the crew, so hopefully, yeah, it should happen again.
Now, for me, one of the most frightening things that happened to us on the live was, as we've already mentioned, the stone throwing. Now, is that quite a common? Is that quite common poltergeist activity?
Yeah, and it's interesting that you make the distinction. It's poltergeist activity as opposed to haunting activity. So it could be focused around a particular person, or it could be focused around a location. But it's not unusual activity for that to occur.
And what's your take on that? I mean, do you think it's all in the mind when people are being pelted with stones, or is it, you know, do you have a logical explanation?
Well, as a scientist, we are always looking for logical explanations, and one thing we have to be sure of is that there's no natural explanation for it. So the first thing would be to have lock-off cameras in every particular location where the stones could have come from. In addition, making sure that there's no loose stones either on the ceiling or on the walls. If you've got all of those controls in place and the stone throwing incident still occurs, then rational explanation would be actually that it's paranormal.
So, with Kieran's control measures in place, would we encounter paranormal proof or yet more mystery? Both our spiritualist mediums Derek Okora and David Wells were ready, and so were we. Let our 24 hours at Elvaston Castle begin.
Since we've entered this area here, I feel like this swirling sensation that's come around us and of movement. So I feel that we have got an active, if not more than one active individual spirit that's in this very, very big building castle. And we most definitely, from word go, are being listened to, and we're certainly getting watched. You know, also what I get here comes from, this is from the residual as well. I feel as if I've got a feeling with a group of people who have got like a common purpose, like a brotherhood.
Right.
That's the only, what comes to me, like a brotherhood. And to a degree secretive, but not secretive to the group. And a lot of things being discussed, not unlike I feel the word Masons.
Right.
Like
so
that, like a
secret
Masonic
society,
yes. Yeah. I feel the place is absolutely stunningly steep with residual energy and of differences. But I feel in this area itself, I feel as if we're getting these noises. And if a person was coming in, they may hear something like clink, bang, and then most definitely like at times clink, you know, like that.
Right.
The active spirits that Derek has associated with a secretive Masonic brotherhood may well point towards the reputed involvement of some former landowners with the southern-based Hellfire Club that featured in a previous Most Haunted investigation. And despite its harmonious appearance, Elvaston Castle would be only too happy to provide tales from its secret and sinister past.
Do you want to get out of here? Come on, let's get out of here.
Derbyshire has provided Most Haunted and its viewers with many eerie accounts over the past 6 series. And today we've returned to one of the most puzzling properties ever to be investigated, Elvaston Castle. But this hidden gem conceals far more than we first thought, alluding to the property's part in a secret, even sleazy past. But would such shameful associations still exist as we move upstairs?
Does anything come to you as you come in here?
Well, coming through, even going into that other room, although we've not yet walked into it, it's residual. Reams and reams. What I want to do, take over from the energies, as in to laugh talk, be in a very jovial sort of atmosphere here. And that atmosphere seems to be like coming out, and it's like people would sit here and walk through into this particular room here. It's like as if, the only way I can describe it, it's like from the residual energy, people sitting round, talking, jovial, laughter, mixture of everything, laughter. Mariah. There's a lady who comes here called Mariah. She's a true lady, and she was well respected indeed. And I feel her essence and energy comes flowing through here. That's not part of the residual. She moves about. She comes in. She gets annoyed because she sees so many people coming here. I feel she's annoyed over the psychics or people who've been here before. And it's like a repeat. And she's just getting fed up with it. She doesn't want people to be coming here on this regular basis.
Does she feel as though they're disturbing her, or is it because they're trying to contact her?
I feel like, yes, they're asking of a contact. She's listening and watching, and 9 times out of 10, she doesn't want to. She's annoyed with it. I don't know whether she's actually made this like verbal or even shown herself contact to these other psychics, mediums, but she's entirely, and even Sam's backing her up, she's absolutely entirely fed up with it all. Oh, all right, this is what I'm being told. She's annoyed because they annoy not just her, but they annoy the 2 little ones that are in this building. There's 2 spirit children, 2 little ones. One is most definitely a boy, and the boy gets disturbed. Is there the other one a girl child? Yes.
The building that we see today may occasionally open its doors to the public, but for one active but reclusive female, this is a far from welcome disruption. Perhaps further clues to her identity may lie in the Earl's bedroom.
The first feelings that come to me here is if I just want to feel as if I want to come in, relax and unwind, and just like, you know, rest. So has this been a bedroom area, you see? And it's like me saying if I want to rest. She certainly comes in here, whether she belongs here or has had experience of being here, of sleeping or what have you. And I get, there's other areas, but she knows about this lady. She moves about. She is not static.
Right.
But I want to say bedroom, but in here also, I want to go as if I'm getting a feeling of, and this is not down to the lady, a feeling of movement, separate movement. I feel that has something to do, this phenomena, this spirit energy, dark spirit energy, is probably born out of a person who's actually lived at some point in time here, has lost their life, and would be a person that was in... Oh, thanks, Sam. Thank you. Bless you. This soul who's done something despicable here in this castle, and has not really found peace since leaving the physical body. And it's like a replay of coming around, hasn't really moved on.
Right.
So we have got one at this moment in time that I can virtually, well, as far as I'm concerned as a medium, can guarantee has not moved on, and probably needs to be contacted, talked to try and help them move on.
Right. Any idea why have they done something?
Yes, they've done something. He's done
like
something
murder
despicable.
Right. Is there a surname with Mariah?
Sam, can you help me with this? Okay, Mariah Harrington. Mariah Harrington.
Okay.
She's a good soul. She's not a bad soul, but I feel she's got this pent up, even to this present day, annoyance.
Elvaston may hold many memories for the kindred spirits that once called it home. But what was the despicable act that also exists in the castle's residual energy? A move to the kitchen would hold an answer.
It does appear to be like a kitchen, large kitchen.
Yeah.
And I feel at some point it was a place where food, because as we walked in, coming from the residual energy, there's most definitely this like busyness in here, also fragrances of food. However, move that aside, I get this like depth of unease. Here, something very bad has happened, and
to a male or to a female or to a group?
To a female, and I feel a young woman that would be quite simply violated, raped, and then feeling this like hopelessness, and then suddenly finding that she's in a demise, she's in a situation where maybe she realised she'd become pregnant. You know, I also guess, I don't know if this is how her fate was finally met, but it's if I've got this ligature around my neck, as if like maybe she self-inflicted, you know, hung herself.
So she became pregnant, she couldn't deal with it, she was so depressed she killed herself.
Once more, Most Haunted has learned that a tale of dishonour and heartbreak can lie beneath even the most harmonious of homes. And intriguingly, David Wells' earlier reading of this room has also hit upon a servant's tormented soul.
In here it's personal, it's very personal distress. It's very heavy sadness, it's this female spirit, a kitchen maid. I know we're clearly in the kitchen, but she seems of that sort. She doesn't seem as if she's particularly high up. It is the classic, the master's baby.
Right.
Kill yourself, or deal what I'm going to do, which isn't making light of it. It's kind of thinking to herself, one hand that she knows she shouldn't have done anything, and the other hand is saying, yeah, but he pays my salary.
The distress that has been sensed in the kitchen does hold a connection to previous reports of a scullery maid seen in here. The very same maid who is thought to have taken her own life after becoming pregnant by male gentry. Perhaps a move to the more refined first floor bedrooms would offer David a pleasant respite.
In here, I have movement of an astral, but it's either he's either cloaking himself, it's a male, or it may be a robed figure, so a monk or a priest of some sort, and he's walking through towards that room here. But he's in it's almost like a brown robe, or a very dark brown robe. And what is particularly interesting for me with this one, he's very silent. There is nothing from him at all. It's almost like it's just a shape, then he moves.
And that would be the same in terms of the experiences that people have? They wouldn't hear anything from him?
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to relay to me, that he's not turning towards me. I'm trying to get in there to see if there's a face or what I'm looking at here. But there's nothing, it's completely silent, absolutely. And that's something that's important about it.
Right.
It's very still. The astral itself is very still, and it's almost like he's a through walls job.
Why do you think he's connected to this particular room and this area?
And he is this area, right? It is just this area. When I ask that question, I get the word back at me as guardianship. There's guardianship. Now, it seems like it's guardianship of an individual. So it's an individual guardianship. So it's not the house, not the space, it seems like he's protecting one person, and I don't know who that is. We may find later on.
Any names of this man?
There's nothing from him. He is completely flat. There is nothing from him. I can't get anything other than he's male, this cloak, and just this silence as he moves.
So, in exactly the same room where Derek later pointed to a secretive brotherhood, we've now heard David's sensory image of a monk. And is this cloaked figure guarding the secrets that eventually forced the notorious 18th century organisation underground? But as we soon realised, David's link to this man didn't end here.
I think he's... And it is awkward as well because he's got a door. There's a door there Do you know what I mean? He would
Right.
surely he would go towards the door, but he's coming through the panelling. He's coming through the wall.
Right.
So would this wall not? I mean, this door maybe wasn't here, and maybe the door was.
He's further back. He's in this space. He's in here. Oh, it's a staircase.
Right.
He's coming. He was coming through to this side of the room.
All right.
So there's a staircase here. I don't know where it goes to.
I don't know where that goes to.
We'll find out. Have a look there. But it's
So he's a secretive man then.
yeah, very.
Right.
Do you get a time period with him?
18. I was thinking about 1820. 1820. So it's not that far back. When I think of monks, I'm normally like 1600s, 1500s.
You're picking up on the fact that it's a monk, definitely.
He has an ecclesiastical feel about him, and that partly to me explains the serenity. It's not just silence; it's serenity, which of course is like a different thing.
David felt drawn towards a desolate second-floor corridor. Not only does this lead towards the atrium's orchid room, where a chair incessantly moves without the aid of human hands, it's also alleged to be haunted by the ghost of Elvaston's gamekeeper, James Booth.
So what are you picking up around here?
I'm picking up here. I'm picking up a couple of things. I'm picking up one is a bit of a love story going on, but it's an upstairs downstairs kind of thing.
Right.
There's two women. One is strictly downstairs. She's strictly a worker, and one is a woman who is obviously part of the house. Now I'm getting a nickname, and it's like Kathy, that kind of name with her. And the reason I'm getting a nickname is because the man using it is using that formality, but it sounds to me foreign to him. It doesn't. There's a man using it who shouldn't be using that informal a name.
So it's almost like you're saying he's a servant, and she's more of nobility.
Yeah.
He shouldn't really be shortening her name.
No, he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be doing that. And that familiarity says to me that obviously they're intimate. It's not because she said, "Oh, just call me Kate." It's not that. It's because they are intimate. And I think he's either a gardener or a groundsman. She's coming though down. It's specific. She's coming from up there, which I think is somewhere she loved. Something up there that she loved, and she's coming down here, and he's waiting right here for her.
Right.
Right here, almost like sitting there waiting for her. Like, sitting, I'll show you.
So he would have just sat in that chair?
He would have sat here. Well, not necessarily in the chair, but this is how he's presenting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was this chair or not. But he's just sitting here constantly waiting, and that feels earthy to me. It feels as if he is earthed.
Any name with him?
I'm trying to get them matched. Kate and James. Kate and James.
Yeah. Right.
And that seems significant to me.
So why is he still waiting for her if she's obviously crossed over to the side and she's
haunted.
been seen?
She haunts as well as him.
But why are they not seeing each other?
Well, they do. I suggest they do. And what's happening is he will sit here and wait, and then when she comes down, he's here. So they're actually a ghostly item.
And reenacting things?
Yeah. I want to twist the chair.
Why do you want to twist it?
It seems like he comes... Does he come from... I don't know what's up there, but it seems like he comes down here and sits and waits. So if his seat's not there, will he do that to wait for her? Right. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like if I put that there, he'd move it to sit and watch and look at her.
So it almost needs the chair, if we want anything, say for instance like the chair to move, we need to put it to one side.
We need to put it where he can't see up that alley, so he can't like that, so he cannot see there. It's this view that's crucial to him.
Our investigations all too often encounter murder and malice, but on the whole, David has found this Derbyshire home to be guilty of nothing more than serenity, solace, and now love and passion. But we do know of a distress that still haunts these floors, and Elvaston would be only too happy to share that emotion with an unfortunate few.
Wiggs?
Yeah?
There's noises down here.
Hang on.
With Elvaston Castle now cloaked in darkness, we switch into night vision and begin the first of our many vigils by reassembling in the kitchen. Richard, Stuart and Ian watch as Derek opens a séance. But would anyone be listening, and who would choose to respond?
Oh, I'm aware to my left-hand side here, Richard. I don't know if you can feel this here. To the left-hand side, there's an energy building to me. I can't ascertain yet whether it's male or female. Sam tells me it's William that's come here, that is around us. Is it William Barrow?
Can everybody else hear footsteps, or anything?
Yeah.
Did you feel that they're here? Did you feel they are around us?
I feel that there's been an energy, and I feel that could be that particular man. There's also, you know, I'm starting to become aware, it's only mild, it's not strong, but starting to become aware of a woman's energy that's come in as well. Mariah Foot, is that you? Knock, please.
Oh, come
yes.
on.
Mariah Foot, is that how we pronounce your name? Yes. Okay, I'm supposed to tell the circle, Mariah Foot is angry. She doesn't want John Peterson here. John Peterson's here. Mariah, is that correct, what my guide has told me? Can you indicate as you were doing early? Was that a noise again?
Yeah, it was two. Sounded like over at the table then, didn't it?
Was that a noise again?
Yeah, it was two.
Was that a noise again?
Yeah, it was two. Whoever's in the room with us now, whatever spirit is here, if there is someone with us, please tap now. Who was that?
That was one.
Whoever's in the room with us, please tap again now to let us know that you are really communicating with us.
There's two.
Oh,
There's two. That was at the back of Stuart. There's two. There's two.
Mariah Foot, the lady that we believe possibly haunts this place, the Grey Lady, is it you that's in here with us now? You're going all the time. You hear that?
Yeah.
Once this séance had been closed, we were left feeling that this series of auditory responses appear to have highlighted one of the ladies that played a prominent part in the castle's past. But who are John Peterson and William Barrow? Are these Maria Foot's much-loved husband, Beau Peter Sham, and the man that they entrusted to build Elvaston's monumental gardens, William Barron? The castle's supposedly serene aura had also brought out two unashamedly brave souls amongst our crew, who both chose to go it alone.
I honestly can't tell you how much my heart is beating. I am so scared. This place is awful. I mean, I don't even call out for it to happen because I really don't want it to.
And one long, creepy corridor away stood Rachel, just yards from the kitchen that we'd earlier been forewarned as an area of personal distress.
I can hear somebody. But what am I doing on my own? I haven't done my torch off.
Is there anyone up here on this floor with me?
I really don't like it. Why didn't I pay attention? My arm's aching. I can't turn on the light. and it's freezing down here.
And this is where a lot of stuff's been thrown and things like that. But it is bad. It's pitch black, I can't see a thing now. And it's awful, my eyes keep playing tricks on me. I keep seeing shadows here and quick flashes there and... Oh.
I can hear Wigan. Can I hear Wigan? Hello? He's brave. I don't know what's up that way.
If there's anyone in this room with me now, can you give me a light anomaly? Or a sound?
Hello?
Rage?
Wiggs?
Yeah?
There's noises down here.
Hang on. Rage! Rage!
Wigan, please!
Where are you?
Taking
Rage! Rage, where are you?
Wigan, somebody's taking the... Where are you?
Hang on, I'm coming!
Wigan. So I think somebody's taking the piss. Somebody's taking the piss.
Whoa, sorry. Do you want to get out of here? Come on, let's get out of here. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's just get out of here. What's up?
I heard the door bang. Just as I was walking, I stood here and I heard dripping down there. And then I heard the door bang somewhere along the end. And I stood there. And I said hello. Because I heard the door bang and said hello. And then I heard something go like that, really loud, really. It was here.
It's going to be. We're almost out. We're all right. It's a shadow. Come on.
Rachel's investigation of a slamming door had been halted in stunning fashion, as not for the first time on our travels, a female crew member has been forced to endure a horrifying breath right next to their ear. Whilst Ian's frantic efforts to get there had also left him visibly shaken, and far more worryingly, we can still find no rational explanation for Rachel's frightening ordeal. And having clearly found danger downstairs, Carl chose the first floor for his lone vigil, surely a far safer haven.
Is anyone there? Is there any spirit entity in this room with me? Is anyone here with me in this room? I just heard some noises. Shit.
With the morning room offering several peripheral sounds, Carl follows their likely source across the landing and into her ladyship's bedroom.
Is anyone here? Headache. Shit. Is that you? Are you trying to say something to me? Is anyone in this room with me? Please, just make one sound, one more sound, one definite sound. Shit! That came from over here. Did something make a sound? It's coming from over here. I'm looking now. I've got to look. That came from over here. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in this cupboard. I'm opening this one. There's nothing here at all. Oh! Shit! Something just touched me. That's me, isn't it? Something touched me. Something just touched me right in the ear. Right, I'm going. I'm going.
Noises from an empty wardrobe and more physical and audible phenomena, including a faint but very perturbing whisper just a few feet away. And all from a room where footsteps are heard and a ghostly white lady is often seen. With activity surrounding us, more of the Most Haunted team had their moment of mayhem waiting close by. Most Haunted are finding their return to Derby's Elvaston Castle every bit as daunting as their first investigation in 2004. And although the areas of activity are coinciding with past experience, we do seem to be receiving far more direct methods of paranormal communication, with Rachel, Ian and Carl already being tonight's unsuspecting victims. But still, we wanted more. So Kieran and I joined David, whose earlier readings still seemed to be playing on his mind. After all, it was here that he discovered a concealed staircase, as well as a monk who walks through walls.
You right, David?
Yeah. I feel very nervous.
You feel nervous?
Yeah, I feel a bit nervous here, yeah.
Why?
I don't know, I just feel... This hooded thing, I don't like astrals I can't get a grip on. I don't mind if they're nasty or where I can get a measure of them, you know?
Where does that go through the door?
Because up the staircase, doesn't it?
Yeah, to a small derelict. What looks as though it might have been a bedroom.
So it's a secret room.
Should we go up and
It's not so secret.
Have a explore?
An explore.
Yeah.
Let's explore.
What?
What was that?
You're right.
It is like something on the other side.
Oh, don't. Something pushing against it.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Each of us was individually disturbed by this quick succession of events. Another hideous breath that was far too close for comfort. A sudden and shocking sound that emanated from the entrance to a concealed staircase. The very same door that moments later barred Kieran from investigating further.
Are you right? You're still shaking.
Shaking like a leaf.
I smacked my arm trying to get out. I just, honestly, that noise. And it wasn't the door noise because I'm thinking about it logically. It wasn't the door noise because when you pushed the door, it wasn't the same noise. And it's not like you went and pushed it really quickly.
No.
It was a... Shit.
I just think we'll bother going up there, do you?
Do you not want to?
Not really.
No? I don't mind. But if the two of you, yeah, if you're that...
Yeah, come on.
that again.
Yeah, we do. Everyone at home will be going, go up there, won't they? Where does it go up there?
That goes up back round to the atrium.
Alright.
There's that room in there.
Get a grip.
It looks like a little bedroom or something. It's a dodgy floor there over in that corner.
That is really weird how that door pushed back on you.
Bizarre feeling.
It's bizarre. I mean, I took one step towards it and it shut on me. It came towards me, I never went near it, I never touched it, I just went towards the door and it shut on me. And yet, like you said, you had to push it shut.
Do you want to go up further?
Okay, I was really calm at the beginning of this vigil. Now I am absolutely kicking my pants. Do you know, I actually feel like I've been smacked on the head. Oh. Sorry. Oh, God.
Where did that come from?
Over here.
Should we go off into another room?
God, yeah.
Steps up.
Hold on. I just heard some knocking from in here. I was just seeing if it's the floor. Hold on. It's not the floorboards.
A check on the chair near to the atrium may not have added to our evidence, but how can we be disappointed at what once again Elvaston Castle has thrown our way? The early stages of our stay hinted at the harmonious home that is already public knowledge, but a dark veil of fright did soon descend over this investigation. Our feeling that this was the perfect abode in which to spend time alone was vehemently verified before our night's work ended in agonising fashion. From psychologist to psychic and skeptic to believer, this seemed to be evidence that left each and every one of us amazed at Elvaston's astral energy.
Elvaston's lived up to expectations, as I knew it would. Extremely haunted place.
A lot of the phenomena that was captured at the castle didn't actually tie into the phenomena that was captured on an earlier investigation in one of the live programmes. However, some fascinating phenomena was captured.
A fantastic incident upstairs in the morning room, the area where Lady Harrington's bedroom. Carl went off on his own. I still don't know how he does it, but he actually heard noises and he heard some form of voice. Not sure what it was, but he came back shocked, to say the least.
Where the morning, there are other adjacent rooms, and we can't be 100% certain that there weren't other people in those rooms. What we can be sure of is that certainly none of the most haunted crew were actually in any of those other rooms. They were all in the crew room at the time. But still, we have to treat it with a little bit of scepticism.
Rachel, alone, I don't know how she did it, went off to the area of the kitchens. She heard a door slam, and then she heard a noise in her ear.
You can hear the voice very, very clearly. And in addition to that, we know, because these were lone vigils, that she wasn't with anybody. For this reason, I'm very, very impressed by the auditory phenomena that Rachel experienced. At one point on a vigil conducted by David, Yvette and myself, Yvette suggested going off exploring. In the panelled room, David and Yvette were both extremely scared by what happened. David was stepping over the threshold and the door almost seemed to attack him. It moved forward violently, and at exactly the same time, Yvette heard a really unusual sound. She described it almost as though it was an aggressive cat. In terms of the door moving, I tested the door and it appeared as though somebody was behind it, pushing it back at me. I took several attempts to push the door again, felt really as though somebody was behind the door. It was a very, very spooky experience. When we tried the door again, it opened fine and stuck on the floor.
Just one of the many mysteries that we leave behind at Elvaston Castle, and a 24-hour investigation that provided us with both peace and panic. Until next time, sleep tight.
Viva Las Vegas, man.
Grissom and the team return in brand new CSI.
We're doing everything we can.
Friday at 9 on Living TV.
All new CSI Vegas continues this Friday at 9. Next on Living, the team discuss their experiences in Elvaston Castle with unseen footage. Most Haunted Extras next.